Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my top 10 most surprising teams of the 2022-2023 college football season. And this is surprising in a good way. And when I'm ranking these teams, I'm ranking them based off how surprising they were, not how good they were. Starting off with a few honorable mentions, we have LSU, Arizona, Syracuse, and Vanderbilt. My number 10 surprising team is Troy. So they went 12-2 this season, including winning the Sun Belt Championship, beating UTSA in the Cure Bowl. And Troy, they were a big surprise. They were going from 5-7 to the Sun Belt Championship at 12-2. They were a team picked to finish about 500, and it was a big surprise seeing them go 12-2 and winning a conference championship as well. And they are my 10th most surprising team. Number 9 is UConn. So typically when you think of UConn, you don't think of football, but this season UConn reminded everyone that they have a solid football team. They went 6-7 this season. They were bowl eligible for the first time since 2015, and they also won more than 3 games for the first time since 2015. Sorry, and UConn won 6 games this season, and in the previous 4 seasons, they had a total of 7 combined wins. So a big season for the recent UConn standards, and they are my 9th most surprising team. The 8th most surprising team, we have Duke. So they had a great first season under first-year head coach Mike Elko. They went 9-4 with a dominant Military Bowl victory over UCF. Quarterback Riley Leonard was a great dual threat for the Blue Devils with 33 touchdowns, 20 passing, 13 rushing. He also had just under 3,000 passing yards and was 1 yard shy of 700 rushing yards. Duke was also the only Power 5 team this season to win more than 8 games this season, where in the previous season they had won less than 4. This is also Duke's first winning season since 2018. So big season for Duke. Very surprising season. They're my 8th most surprising team. Number 7, we have James Madison. So they just finished their first season in the FBS after being an FCS powerhouse in the recent seasons. They went 8-3 overall and 6-2 in the Sun Belt. Now James Madison couldn't play in the postseason, meaning the Sun Belt Championship or a bowl game, due to the postseason ban, which lasts 2 years for all teams to go from the FCS to the FBS. Which, if you ask me, that's a dumb rule. But James Madison, if eligible, would have been in the Sun Belt Championship game against Troy, and it was a fantastic first season for James Madison. They were even ranked in the top 25 for a part of the season. They started off 5-0, a amazing season for the new FBS member, James Madison, my 7th most surprising team. The 6th most surprising team is Illinois. So they fell off a bit at the end of the season, losing 3 straight, or 3 of their last 4 as well. They missed out on a spot in the Big Ten Championship game, but they had a great season going 8-5. They had one of the best defenses in the country against both the run and the pass. They had an elite ground game led by star running back Chase Brown, who had over 1,600 yards. And they also had a winning season for the first time since 2011. A great season for Illinois, and it is a very surprising season, and they finished the season at 8-5, my 6th most surprising team. Number 5 is Florida State. So they were a great team this past season. They went 10-3, could have been a bit better. They were the 2nd best team in the ACC record-wise behind Clemson. They were great offensively both through the air and on the ground. Jordan Travis, their quarterback, had a great season, 3,214 yards and 24 touchdowns through the air, while adding 417 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. And they also had a great rushing attack, averaging 214 rushing yards a game. Now, Florida State also didn't lose any of their easy games, as their 3 losses were to the 3 best teams they played, NC State, Clemson, and Wake Forest, and they really took a big jump in Mike Norvell's 3rd season, as they finished off the season with a Cheez It Bowl victory over Oklahoma, and a 10-3 record. They're my 5th most surprising team. Number 4 is Tennessee. So Tennessee is a team where a lot of people, including myself, thought they'd be pretty good. Not necessarily an 11-win team, more of like an 8 or 9-win team. But for me, it's not necessarily that Tennessee exceeded expectations by 2 or 3 games. It's more like how they did it. They had the highest scoring offense in the country, averaging 46 points a game. They beat Alabama for the first time since 2006. They also beat Clemson. They were number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. They also had their best season since 2001. And if they had beat South Carolina, they probably would have gotten into college football playoff. So a very surprising season for Tennessee. They're my 4th most surprising team. The 3rd most surprising team is Kansas. So they had an unbelievable season for their standards. They started off the season 5-0 with quarterback Jalen Daniels looking like a Heisman contender. And if he didn't get hurt, you might wonder, could they have been better? Maybe win 7 or 8 games. They finished the season at 6-7 after they lost a highly entertaining Liberty Bowl to Arkansas. But Kansas, made a bowl game for the first time since 2008, and it was also the first time Kansas wasn't the worst team in the Big 12 since 2014. So a tremendous season for Kansas. They are my third most surprising team of the season. Number 2 is Tulane. So they had an unbelievable season. They went 12-2. They won the Cotton Bowl over USC. They went from being 2-10 to going 12-2, making New Year's Six Bowl, and winning it, and also winning the AAC championship game. Tulane used a great defense and rushing attack to lead them this season. A fantastic season for the Green Wave. Sees them finish the season in the top 10 at 12-2 after a massive turnaround. They're my second most surprising team. And number 1, I don't really think it's a surprise for anyone, TCU. They were picked to be around 500. They pulled off an incredible Cinderella story under first-year head coach Sonny Dykes. They went undefeated in the regular season, made the college football playoff, and even made it to the college football playoff national championship. Now, they weren't able to win the national championship. They got destroyed. But it's just amazing that TCU was able to make it that far and be such an underdog the entire season to make it to the national championship game, even though they ended up falling short. But those are my 10 most surprising teams of the college football season. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming videos. And also make sure to subscribe, turn notifications so you don't miss my 10 most disappointing teams of the college football season, which will be out sometime in the near future. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. I do my best to post as often as possible. Let me know if you agree with my rankings, if there's any teams I missed that should be on this list. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications so I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.